Good day everyone. We are now done on our last chapter. Ngayon naman ay talakayin natin ang chapter 2. The process of interaction design. The main goals of this chapter are to accomplish the following. Reflect on what interaction design involves. Explain some of the advantages of involving users in development. Explain the main principles of a user-centered approach. Introduce the 4 basic activities of interaction design and how they are related in a simple life cycle model. Ask some important questions about the interaction design process and provide the answers. Consider how interaction design activities can be integrated into other development life cycles. Picture this: you've been given the exciting task of creating a cloud-based service where folks can easily share and organize their photos, movies, music, chats, documents, and more. The goal: to make it efficient, safe, and a whole lot of fun for everyone involved. What would you think about doing? What would be your first step? Would you start by sketching out what the interface could look like, figure out how the system architecture should be set up, or dive right into coding? So, would you kick things off by chatting with users about how they currently share files? It might be helpful to look into the tools they're using, like Dropbox and Google Drive, and then use that information to brainstorm ideas for designing the new service. So, what's your next move? This chapter talks about how to go about designing an interactive product, focusing on the process of interaction design. According to the Design Council of the United Kingdom captures this in the double diamond of design, as shown in figure 2.1. This approach has 4 phases, which are iterated. Discover, designers tier Y to gather insights about the problem. Define, designers develop a clear brief that frames the design challenge. Develop, solutions or concepts are created, prototyped, tested, and iterated. Deliver, the resulting project is finalized, produced, and launched. Ngayon ay magbigay tayo ng halimbawa. 1. Discover, kung magdidisenyo ng isang mobile app para sa online learning, maaaring magsagawa ng survey sa mga estudyante at guro upang alamin ang kanilang mga pangangailangan at hamon sa online na pag-aaral. 2. Define, matapos ang pananaliksik, maaaring matukoy na ang mga estudyante ay nahihirapan sa pagsubaybay ng kanilang mga assignments. Kaya, ang design brief ay maaaring nakatuon sa paggawa ng isang task management feature sa API. 3. Develop, ang development team ay maaaring gumawa ng iba't ibang disenyo ng task management feature, tulad ng list view, calendar view, at reminder system. Ang mga ito ay susubukan sa mga gumagamit upang malaman kung alin ang pinaka-epektibo. 4. Deliver, ang piniling disenyo ng task management feature ay ipapasok sa mobile app at i-optimize para sa mas maayos na karanasan ng gumagamit bago ito opisyal na ilabas sa publiko. Getting a grasp on the issue when it comes to human-computer interaction, space plays a vital role in creating digital systems that are both effective and easy for users to navigate. When designers take the time to really dig into the problem before jumping into a solution, they can create interfaces that are not only more useful but also more practical. To fully define the problem space, we need to consider the following questions. 1. What needs to be solved? Clearly define the issue that users are facing. Example, users find it difficult to track their expenses due to a lack of simple budgeting tools in financial apps. 2. Who are the users? Identify the target audience and their characteristics. Example, college students who need a simple way to manage their daily expenses. 3. What are their needs, limitations, and goals? Needs, what features or improvements do users require? Limitations, what challenges or restrictions do they face? Accessibility, technical knowledge. Goals, what do they want to achieve? Example, users need a quick and easy way to input expenses, but they may have limited financial knowledge. Their goal is to save money efficiently. 4. What existing solutions are available, and why are they insufficient? Examine current tools, apps, or processes, and identify their shortcomings. Example, popular budgeting apps are too complex, requiring manual data entry and financial expertise, making them overwhelming for students. According to Dan Saffer 2010 suggests 4 main approaches to interaction design, each of which is based on a distinct underlying philosophy: user-centered design, activity-centered design, systems design, and genius design. According to Dan Saffer 2010, investigated the impact of user participation on levels of satisfaction with the product by both developers and users. Ayon kay Dan Saffer 2010, sinuri niya kung paano nakakaapekto ang pagsali ng mga gumagamit, users, sa proseso ng pagbuo ng isang produkto sa kanilang antas ng kasiyahan. Sa kanyang pag-aaral, tiningnan niya ang epekto nito, hindi lamang sa mga gumagamit kundi pati na rin sa mga developer ng produkto. Ipinapakita nito na ang pakikilahok ng mga gumagamit sa disenyo at pagpapaunlad ng isang sistema ay maaaring magkaroon ng mahalagang papel sa kung gaano nila ito nagugustuhan. At kay Uli Abelin et al. 2013, performed a detailed review of the literature in this area, and concluded that, overall, the evidence indicates that user involvement has a positive effect on user satisfaction and system use. Samantala, ayon naman kay Uli Abelin et al. 2013, nagsagawa sila ng isang masusing pagsusuri ng iba't ibang pag-aaral tungkol sa pakikilahok ng mga gumagamit sa pagbuo ng sistema. Sa kanilang pagsusuri, napag-alaman nilang may malinaw na ebidensya na nagpapakita na ang paglahok ng mga gumagamit ay may positibong epekto sa kanilang kasiyahan at sa kung gaano kahusay ang paggamit nila ng isang sistema. It's really important to focus on a user-centered approach when it comes to development. What we're really saying is that it's the actual users and what they want to achieve, rather than just the technology itself, that truly drives product development. A good system really taps into what people can do best. It connects directly to what you're working on and helps you out instead of getting in your way. It's more about a way of thinking than just a technique. John Good and Clayton Lewis 1985 set forth 3 ideas they think would result in a useful and easy-to-use computer system. These ideas correspond as follows. 1. Early focus on user tasks. This means first understanding who the users will be by directly studying their cognitive, behavioral, anthropomorphic, and attitudinal characteristics. This requires observing users doing their normal tasks, studying the nature of those tasks, and then involving users in the design process. Halimbawa, kung magdidisenyo ng isang mobile banking app, kailangang alamin kung ano ang pinaka-importanteng ginagawa ng mga gumagamit, tulad ng balance inquiry, money transfer, o bill payments. 2. Empirical measurement. Early in development, the reactions and performance of intended users to printed scenarios, manuals, and so forth are observed and measured. Later, users interact with simulations and prototypes, and their performance and reactions are observed, recorded, and analyzed. Halimbawa, sa paggawa ng isang e-commerce website, maaaring sukatin kung gaano kabilis ang isang gumagamit makakahanap ng produkto at makakabili ng walang nahihirapang mag-navigate. 3. Iterative design. When problems are found in user testing, they are fixed, and then more tests and observations are carried out to see the effects of the fixes. This means that design and development are iterative, with cycles of design test measure redesign being repeated as often as necessary. Halimbawa, sa paggawa ng isang chatbot para sa customer support, maaaring magsimula sa simpleng chatbot at patuloy itong i-improve base sa feedback ng users hanggang sa maging mas natural at helpful ito. 4 Basic Activities of Interaction Design. The 4 basic activities for interaction design are as follows. 1. Discovering requirements for the interactive product. 2. Designing alternatives that meet those requirements. 3. Prototyping the alternative design so that they can be communicated and assessed. 4. Evaluating the product and the user experience it offers throughout the process. Discovering requirements. This activity covers the left side of the double diamond of design, and it is focused on discovering something new about the world and defining what will be developed. In the case of interaction design, this includes understanding the target users, and the support an interactive product could usefully provide. Designing alternatives. This is the core activity of designing and is part of the develop phase of the double diamond, proposing ideas for meeting the requirements. For interaction design, this activity can be viewed as two sub-activities: conceptual design and concrete design. Conceptual design involves producing the conceptual model for the product, and a conceptual model describes an abstraction outlining what people can do with the product and what concepts are needed to understand how to interact with it. Concrete design considers the detail of the product, including the colors, sounds, and images to use, menu design, and icon design. Alternatives are considered at every point. Prototyping. Prototyping is also part of the develop phase of the double diamond. Interaction design involves designing the behavior of interactive products, as well as their look and feel. The most effective way for users to evaluate such designs is to interact with them, and this can be achieved through prototyping. This does not necessarily mean that a piece of software is required. There are different prototyping techniques, not all of which require a working piece of software. Evaluating. Evaluating is also part of the develop phase of the double diamond. It is the process of determining the usability and acceptability of the product or design measured in terms of a variety of usability and user experience criteria.